Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Yay. Today, the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Stay fabulous, bigger, better, and blessed. Let the people praise you. Oh, Lord, let the people praise you. If you are new here today, my name is Yay, and my evangelism is flexible. I am a woman of God, a child of the Most High, a disciple of the Most High God Himself. Okay? Listen, we're going to be reading Isaiah 18:2, follow with Isaiah 54:9, reading Jeremiah 44:22. Okay, today's title is The Covenant That God Promised Noah, Protection. Okay, Noah's Ark equals protection, and the flood symbolizes God's judgment. The reason why that we have rainbows in the sky today is to symbolize what God promised Noah, to never again to fill the whole world with water again. Okay? So that is a reason why we have rainbows, to symbolize that God promised Noah to never flood the whole world again. All right? So we're going to be reading Isaiah 10:10. It says, as my hand has reached to the kingdoms of the idols, whose images were greater than those of Jerusalem and Samaria. So Isaiah 18:2 talks about a land beyond the rivers of Cush, Ethiopia, known for sending swift messengers and papyrus boats, likely to other nations for diplomatic purposes. The verse displays a nation feared for its power and conquest, with tall and smooth skinned Judah, warning them not to rely on alliances with other nations, particularly Ethiopia, but to trust in the Lord, that sendeth ambassadors by the sea, even in vessels of papyrus on the waters. This refers to the Cushite messengers traveling by sea in lightweight papyrus reed boats, likely along the Nile and other waterways. So the likely along the Nile River. Go ye swift messengers to a nation scattered and pilled. This is a call to deliver a message to the nation known for its tall, smooth skinned people who are powerful and feared, to a people terrible from their beginning, hitherto, a nation meted out and trodden underfoot, whose land the rivers have out cut through, to the rivers have cut through. Sorry. This further describes that the Cushite nations, highlighting their fearsome reputation, their strength, and their geographical features of their land. This ultimate passage serves as a warning to Judah about placing their trust in forging alliances rather than God, who is ultimately in control of all nations. Okay, so we're going to be reading Jeremiah 44:22, which says, so the Lord could no longer bear because of the evil of your doings, and because of the abomination which ye have committed. Therefore is your land a desolation, and a astonishment, and a curse without inhabitants, as at this day. So God is saying God will restore. There are certain deliverance from affliction. Okay, calmer waters are approaching to you, but also it's a warning from Judah for its messengers to speak to the people of Jerusalem and Samaria. Okay, a curse without a cause shall not stand. You will be cursed yourself. So if you understand this perspective, Noah's ark equals protection and the flood of God's judgment. Everyone thought that Noah was crazy to build an ark. Everyone thought that Noah was insane for not believing that God was God himself. Okay? And Noah listened to God for to build an ark because God told him to. So think of it this way. The flood came. Now everybody is drowned underneath water because nobody wanted to listen to Noah. Nobody understood what Noah was talking about and saying. Okay? Nobody cared about that. Everyone just looked at him like if he was crazy. God told Noah to build that flood. He didn't know why. He didn't know how or when or who. He just listened to God. Okay? And that's what it is. They're going to be fake prophets, fake family members, fake friends, okay, that are around you. And you need to use your discernment because God can deliver you from one sin, okay? But if you keep going back to it, it will be judgment to it. Nobody, we're going to go to before Christ in um Sodom and Gomorrah, which talks about Lot's wife. Lot's wife looked back at her old life and God turned her to a pillar of salt, a statue. And her facial expression was sadness and sorrow because she couldn't believe that Sodom and Gomorrah was being destroyed, just as Noah. Noah saved his family, his wife and his kids only, and two pairs of animals, male and female, to reproduce. Okay? But nobody else listened to Noah until the end. They couldn't listen at all because they was drowned. Okay? So you cannot blame no one else for your mistakes. You cannot blame no one else for how you choose to act. Do not let your fake family members and fake friends determine where you're going to end up. Okay? Do not lose your salvation for them. Walk away if God told you to walk away. Quit that job if God told you to quit that job. Remove yourself from those peers from school, okay? If you're still there. It doesn't matter how old you are, okay? Understand and know that God told you to do something, so just follow it, okay? You don't want to be stuck looking back at something that God told you to walk away from, because not only that, you know, the shepherd, the sheep, the thief, and the door. God will fulfill your promises, just as Noah promises was fulfilled when God promised Noah to not flood the whole earth again. Because God can do whatever he wants to do when he wants to do it. And if God sees everything that you're doing, whether you are mindful of the Heavenly Father or not, there's going to be consequences. Do not let them lose your salvation. Do not be blind to your own sin. You know what you said and you know what you did. You know how you made others feel. So stand on that and believe on that, what you said, good or bad. Do not be hot or cold with the Lord. He will spit you out. So he takes no care in people who break covenants no more. He will pluck you out just like that. Okay? So we got to understand that we are in this world, but we are not from it. And God will bring back what the enemy tried to steal. Okay? What a man sows, he shall get back. The importance of repenting before engaging in spiritual warfare with your friends, your family. Okay? At the end of the day, do not lose your salvation for them. It's not worth it. What God calls you to do and what God calls you to be, listen to God because he knows what's best for you. Okay? We go to Psalms 51:19. He says, then you will delight in the right sacrifices, okay? When you listen to God. Learn from the mistakes of others. Do not walk in the way of evildoers. Okay, you get up. You do not sit in the assembly of the mockers. Okay, you follow God's ways. They do not. These people are unequally yoked with you, but that is okay. Do not lose your salvation for them. Do not go to hell for them. Do not be loyal to man, be loyal to God, because God has the ability to deliver you and save you from what was broken and terrified. Sodom and Gomorrah, okay? They broke their covenant with God and they started doing evil underneath the sun. Okay? You cannot hide from God. God sees all, God hears all. God knows what their thoughts is, God knows what your thoughts is. Okay?